welcome to another episode of 1878 United Fan Zone. Manchester United 2, Leicester 1. But what a horrible game, Mikey. It was one of the worst performances I've seen in Man United. And to be fair, they needed to be held back and do a full training session after that game. What's your thoughts on the game, bud?
Plenty of thoughts. I just want to take one quick second to say happy birthday to my wife. Uh, she just turned. I'm not gonna say her age on here. I don't think she'll like that. But I'm wearing a shirt with her face on it. I just want to give her a quick shout out. Happy birthday, babe. You made all of this here possible, as you already know. Just want to take a quick second to say happy birthday and I love you. Also, moving forward. Now, the game. Terrible. I feel like we were bad for about 65 minutes of the game. I even think that people were just like, oh, well, the second half was much better. I feel like, yes, it was much better, but I
Mm-hmm.
also feel like that back part of the second half is what was better, right? Like that 70 so odd minutes on was what was good. We dominated and what we should have been doing from point A to point B. I'm fearful because it's just another we played this team two times before this time, right? In the league and in the Carabao Cup. And we're facing them again at home. They're playing reserves. They're a relegation candidate. Nothing's really changed with them. And we have experience with playing them, and we're not getting the best out of these guys, which we can. And we've had before. So it's once again, the question still remains, what is our level? Because if our level isn't successfully beating relegation candidates who are playing reserves at that point,
Yeah.
what is our true level? I still don't know what it is yet.
Yeah, it's not Southampton because it took us to the last minute to beat them. So I'm with you. I don't know what our level is. I don't know which players are going to turn up every other week. And some players turn up this week, some players turn up that week. I 100% agree that they should have stayed behind after that game. There's no doubt in my mind that they needed a full training session. And it's progress for me. It seems like it's getting worse. Our gameplay's getting. And it's not concerning me for 𝗈𝙊𝙍𝙍. It's concerning for these players that they seem to one week get the system, the next week not get the system. How I'm not understanding how they seem to do that. Like you've got to understand the system by now. You've had training sessions. I know it's been few and far between the training sessions, but you've got to at least understand the system. And it seems like they just don't understand the system. I've explained this already. I understand the system. You go through the middle. You let your wide players go wide, which distracts the wing back, the left backs or whatever they're playing, distracts the left and the right wing back. You drag them out, which leaves two central defenders. I don't understand how these players don't understand it. But it seems like it's so drilled into them that they've played this 4-2-3-2 in the past that they can't figure out this system. We've moved Mainu up into the 10 and Bruno back. We've moved Bruno up to the 10 and Mainu back. Bruno's been missing for the last 3 games for me. I expected him to be kind of the leader and, hey, this is how we're going to do this. But he's gone missing. So that doesn't help. I'll touch on that in a second, Jordan. But what's your thoughts on it? Is it kind of why can't they figure this out?
I think just like in any sport, things vary from game to game. You're gonna acquiesce to each opponent as much as you can without giving up your entire game plan, right? Or giving up the way you're set up. And I think we've played different varying levels of opposition in the last few weeks, right? Whereas it's been Bucharest, who were pretty bad, and we should be able to take care of them. And whereas we got a little bit better with Leicester and the like. So I think the thing is for me that I have with Amarim that I feel like is not a real crazy question to ask. Like Amarim, we're not set up in this. There has to be a plan B. There
Yeah.
has to be a for different types of opposition. Yeah, you can still stay with the same principles. The principles can remain the same. The intensity can remain the same. The things that you want to do can remain the same. But there has to be a plan B. I'm not necessarily saying change what you're gonna do
Hmm.
completely or change the system rather. But we got varying types of opposition. So I think that's what the issue is. Also, we've changed around the back three a lot or the back five a lot. We're constantly tinkering with that. That hasn't solidified itself. The midfield hasn't solidified itself. The attack is still toothless because we don't know where the goals are going to come from because these guys still haven't learned the system. So there's a lot of it's compounding issues
Hmm.
that he has to deal with. That's why I'm still giving him a lot of grace, but I am asking the question of him: what are you going to do when? Because for example, when teams are coming at us and then not giving us the ball, we're well suited up. We're well suited for that. We're good for that. We will go down, low block, get the ball, and play that Ten Hag style, that counter attack, and we have no problem doing that. But when teams give us the ball and they do the same thing, we have 7 defenders on the pitch.
Yeah.
We have about 7 or 8 defenders on the pitch at one time because we're asking the wingbacks to come back and defend. So when they have the ball, we don't know what to do with it. We're not holding the width, or the ball's just not going to the. It's just going this way. It's going in a horseshoe each time.
Yeah.
When there's a little bit of offensive pressure that we're placing, it's going in a horseshoe. So it's like we don't have that attacking prowess yet, or nous rather, to get there. Jordan Long said we don't have the depth for a plan B right now. Saying I agree with you 100%. Sad to say Bruno doesn't fit in this system. He lacks pace. I don't think pace is the issue. I think Bruno, and I'll give it over right back to you in a second. I know I'm being a little wordy, but I think Bruno's thing is that he needs to try things in order to be successful, right? He's going to try, and then the deeper he gets into the game is the more trying he's going to do. He's going to try to fit that square peg into a round hole until it happens. And if it doesn't come off initially for him, he's continuously trying. So if he can't, if we can't play players into position where Bruno could get them the ball in great places, regardless of where he is on the pitch, then it's an issue with our attack, not so much Bruno himself. I don't think pace is necessary in the midfield for this type of system. What would you say?
Um. Yeah. Something's off. He's 29 now. It's still technically in your prime, but something is off. I'm not necessarily lacking pace. More the play, just everyone isn't clicking at the same time. I'm sure he will come good in the system. Um, for me, he's not like Salah. I don't think he's got another 5 years left in him. I think he's ran himself into the ground for this team. So I don't
Bruno,
think he's. Yeah. Yeah. Well, he's been
somebody
our.
that's never been hurt.
Yeah, he's been our best player for such a long time. Like
He's never been
creatively
hurt
was.
though.
I know, but like when you well, that's my concern is he's never been hurt. But when do you get hurt when you start getting in your 30s? That's my thing. It's kind of something seems off with Bruno. Bruno's our captain, so if Bruno's off, everybody else is going to be off. You know what I mean? It's go back to the mentality of any kind of captain. If Virgin van Dijk's off, the entire Liverpool team's off. You know what I mean? It's because he's not there to be yelling and screaming in direction because he's too focused on more himself rather than dealing with the rest of the team. So for me, I don't know. Just something seems off with him. And it's kind of. I don't think it's affecting the rest of the team, but I don't know. I can't pinpoint it, to be honest with you. What's going on with Bruno?
What the hell is a burrito league, Bandito? What is a burrito league? That's my first time hearing a burrito.
Are you
league.
referring to a Mexican league or?
He said that, not me. He said that.
Well, burrito. You associate a burrito with Mexico, so delicious food, great people.
Bandito, he said it, not me. But no, yeah, I'm gonna hold off on the Bruno talk because every time I do it, he does
scores
something.
the next game. Yeah.
He does something. He does something. Appreciate that, Cheese. Yeah, and appreciate that. My wife, I'll make sure to tell her she's probably watching. But yeah, man. I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna hold off. Sunday League. Okay, okay,
Oh, okay.
okay. um, here in Canada, we call it Bush League. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Pub League is a pub team. We play like a pub team.
To be
We
fair,
actually
I've tried to
works.
play Sunday League in America, and it is intense. Like
Yeah,
you have no time to get the ball, like because I played on the left before, and it's a little more intense because of well, first off, I'm older, but second of all, everyone comes running at you. There's no kind of because you don't have a manager, you know what I mean. So
yeah. Somebody
there's
tell
no
you keep it in
formation.
shape.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
no manager to keep you shape. You know, you get the ball on the left, and all of a sudden you got 4 guys on you. It is a very intense league. You don't have any time on the ball to really ping the ball. I would have to get it past the player and then decide what to do with it. And then someone will come in with a 2-foot challenge and break my kneecap while I'm trying to do it.
yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna leave Bruno alone. I
Yeah,
just know he doesn't look good, but the whole team doesn't look really good. So
yeah.
I can't call it with them. I just know that I still don't know where we are. Guys, where do you think we rank as far as like are we good enough to call ourselves mid-table fodder or what? Because we had a little bit of time against Bucharest that was hard. That didn't look too good. Bruno is the only player that has wide passing range, and that is worrying. He has to progress the ball up on his own, especially with Martinez. Yo, Martinez not being in is going to hurt because he breaks lines. He could
Yeah.
break lines from back there. So that's gonna hurt us, and that didn't help. That just 100% didn't help. Smoke a ciggy when you clear the ball. I'm ready for the youth movement. Cheeto, Brancheri, etc. All should be getting minutes at this point. We have nothing to lose. Just play them in the FA Cup or Europa. No, play them in the league.
Yeah,
Play
I
them
agree
in the
with the
league where
league.
we have nothing to lose. Don't play them in
Yeah,
Don't play
we
them in
need to
this
win.
shit.
Yeah, I agree with you. We need to win the FA Cup. We need to win the Europa League. We need to win one to get a European place. We have to win one of those to get European place. We're not going to get Europe in the league. You know what I mean? Like the FA Cup or the Europa League, we have to win. We're not going to get in Europe from the league. That's just look at our schedule. It's just not going to happen. Sean, do I Venmo or Zello you the 40 for United's relegation? Jesse saying daddy's home, Shawnee. And that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so the youth have to, for me, they have to play in the league. It's just, you okay there?
I can't really hear you, man. I feel like your audio is real low. I can't hear you. I don't know if something happened.
No, it seems it's fine on my end. I didn't touch anything. But I'll carry on. If you want to adjust it, let me.
Okay.
No, everything seems fine on my end. But yeah. So yeah, to Jordan, your point that the league is the place that we play the young players right now. For me, the only thing that I did see this weekend, I don't know if you agree, Mikey, if you can hear me, is I actually saw for the first time in a long time a poacher's
Can
goal.
you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right.
The first thing I'll start again. The first thing that I've seen this weekend I've seen from Man United in a long time is a poacher's goal in 𝙈𝙀𝙀. Like that ball when it came back out, he was just sitting right there putting that ball in. That's where Rasmus needs to be. Sitting there waiting for that ball to come in, waiting for a rebound to come right to his feet, putting it in the back of the net. But no, 𝙈𝙀𝙀 had to put it in the back of the net. What are you seeing with that? Like with Rasmus, why he's not being in position? What's going on with him?
I think the ball went past him, right? I think he might have even had a flick on it.
I'm on about 𝙈𝙀𝙀's goal, the equalizer.
Yeah. So
It
he
hit
had
the,
a flick. He kind of almost flicked it onto 𝙈𝙀𝙀 right there. It came in and it passed Rasmus, and 𝙈𝙀𝙀 just so happened to be there. I wouldn't qualify that as a poacher's goal. I think he was
no, I
just
think it was a
in the
rebound.
box where he should be. I think a poacher for me is somebody that places himself in these positions to get it. I think 𝙈𝙀𝙀's just there because he has to be, right? Like
I
a
thought it
fox
was
in
a
the box, like
rebound.
Ronaldo will run onto a ball with the idea that, oh, it might rebound towards me. I think that's what poaching. When I hear a poacher, that's why I hear like, I'm going to make this an opportunity, right? 𝙈𝙀𝙀 was just there. They both were there. They're both in the vicinity of where you
No,
should be in
so
the 6-yard box.
real quick. So the ball came in from garnacho, took a
Mhm.
deflection off of the player, but took it. Yeah, so uh, Rasmus hit it. It took a deflection off the player. But for me, he's sitting right where that penalty spot to put the ball into the back of the net. That's what that's what something like for me, like Chicharito would do or Ruud van Nistelrooy would do. That would be in that area. I don't see Rasmus there anymore. I see Rasmus kind of. I don't even see him at the back post. Like that for me, that's worrying. Like you've got to get yourself level with a player, either defender you're at, and then wait and keep your eye on that goalkeeper. So when the ball eventually does come off that goalkeeper, it's not going to happen every time, but eventually it's going to come off for that defender or that goalkeeper, and you're there to just slot it home. I think that's worrying to me that Rasmus isn't doing that, and that's why he's not getting that many goals. And Ẓersky has more goals than him this
Hey, you're supposed to score 20 goals.
year. Yeah, we get it.
Like I said, I think 𝙈𝙀𝙀 was in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
I think they were. You need, first off, United's had this issues for a minute now where guys aren't getting into the box to be on the receiving end of crosses. How many times we've seen guys run on the wings, and then we're like, "Yo, where's the support? Where's the support coming in?" Rather it be a striker or an extra midfielder coming in, and getting in on the end of a cross. We just haven't seen it. I don't think that's a problem that's exclusive to 𝙈𝙀𝙀 or Rasmus in that case, right? But you would like to see those guys in those positions more often, so that way good things happen when you're in the 6-yard box. When you put the ball in with a wicked cross into the 6-yard box, good things happen. It doesn't necessarily have to go to someone. It just needs to go into that area. So I think that's what happened in that goal, where it's like if Rasmus scores it, we're not saying anything. We're just like, okay, well, that's a poacher's goal and he got it. But I just feel like 𝙈𝙀𝙀 just so happened to be there in that right time. I would like to see more of it, though, I will say.
Yeah. You're right. Højlund seems to mark himself. And Højlund just runs straight line.
That's it. He has no kind of wiggle to him.
He doesn't. He doesn't. I don't know what it is. Like,
Still young.
He is still young. He's still got time to develop that. But
as hard as I am on him, he's still just a young kid trying to figure it out in a new league. This league is still kind of, he's been there a year now, but the league is still brand new to the guy. Like,
yeah,
I'll give him some chance. It's just that him being on 73 million, like coming in for that much money, like we got two guys that are in for over $100 million.
Yeah,
like,
and then not only that, he's been here for what, a year and a half, and he's had 3 managers.
Yeah,
3 managers, 3 different systems. So I do understand his cheese never passes the ball unless he thinks he will get it back. Low man. Yeah, so I want to touch on Dorgu's debut. I want to get your thoughts on how did you think he did? And then we'll kind of jump onto where he should be on the field and Amorim's response of why he did put him on the right.
I don't understand that part. The placing him over there. Somebody will have to tell me what they think. I haven't heard anyone say why he did that with any kind of real confidence. I think he did okay. He did nothing to write home about, just okay. Like it was very regular. Like he kept the ball, he progressed the ball. He's definitely fast. He's definitely a little tricky with the ball. He can control it. He can get past the man. I think he wasn't asked. There wasn't a lot asked of him in this game. I do like his intensity, but it's also it's just one game. I think just if we just talk about this one game, I think he showed that he could keep the ball and go forward, and he wasn't asked of him defensively for this game. So, cool. Good to see he kept it very pedestrian for this game. You would rather that than him have an absolute stinker in his first game and people start asking the question, why do we need Dorgu? I think he did okay. I'm not mad at it. He looks like an athlete, something that's missing. Yes. And I was trying to tell Glenn that last year. I said, Glenn, We need more athletes in this team because modern football is played with athleticism first. Athleticism comes first. You have to be able to run for 90 minutes and be able to get past a man and beat a man with pace. And he didn't want to hear that. He wants to play 4-4-2 with a bloody head.
Yeah, well, that also goes back to why we just hired a athletics coach. To be honest with
There you
you,
go.
I think he did really well. I wasn't standout man of the match. I think he did really well coming into this team before. He's a lot bigger than I thought he was, like physically, tall. He's a lot bigger than I thought he was. Um, I know, like when when I watched him over in Italy for the first couple of his last couple of games. The I'm not gonna say I watched him way before that because I didn't. It was just once we were announced that we were signing him, I wanted to watch a couple of games, in Italy. But their camera's a little further out. You know what I mean? It's more, whereas the Premier League's a little more close up. So I didn't realize how big he was. Glenn FC. Oh snap! Bring Glenn back. Not a chance. Not a chance in hell.
Not a chance.
Yeah, so I think he did pretty well, but that kind of puts me on to, I think he did better than what he did, because when I was watching him, I was like, oh man, he's really good. But then watching the game again, I realized how bad 𝙈𝙊𝙍𝙍 was that was making him look so good.
Don't know what's going on with 𝙈𝙍𝙍.
I'm not even going to attempt to go into that one. Yes, he's being played out of position, but that's about it. Considering he was one of our players of the season last year, and
we've seen him do well on that side too. So like that's the thing. It's kind of a cop out now because we've seen him do well in multiple different roles. It's just now it's kind of like a fall off, and I can't tell you why, but hopefully he finds himself somewhere in there. I don't want to get too down on him, but hopefully he finds himself. But it's been kind of troubling, bro. 𝙈𝙊𝙍𝙍 plays inverted because of the different passing angles it presents to get the ball into the middle of the pitch.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why he wanted to play him on the right. My problem with this is I agree with that if you have somebody on the other side that can do the same. We don't.
Yep.
So until we get a decent right wing back in, and it looks like it's going to be this sporting right wing back. It really does. 𝙈𝙊𝙍𝙍, I can never pronounce his name. I think it's 𝙈𝙊𝙍𝙍. Looks really like that's the player that we're going to get in. Until then, 𝙈𝙍𝙍 needs to play on the left. And I keep saying that. Ahmed needs to play right wing back, 𝙈𝙍𝙍 left wing back. You got two hugely pacey players who can get down the wing, drive those left and right backs out to the wide, and allow the rest in the center to take care of the rest. That's how I would play it. They both can cross. They're both good. We looked at 𝙈𝙍𝙍. He looked pretty solid with his feet. He got it around a couple of players a couple of times. Yeah, 𝙈𝙍𝙍 is, yes. 𝙈𝙍𝙍 is also left-footed, but he plays as a right on the right at Sporting. I believe 𝙈𝙍𝙍 has played on the right. That can come in on his right foot also. So that's how I would play it right now, just until we get that right wing back, that can also play that system. Because there's no point in playing 𝙈𝙍𝙍 on the right, not 𝙈𝙍𝙍, playing 𝙈𝙍𝙍 on the right if we just don't have a left wing back. We have more of an option on the right wing back than we do as a left wing.
No, I agree. Once again, I just didn't see what 𝙈𝙊𝙍𝙍 is seeing there, and I have to trust that 𝙈𝙊𝙍𝙍 knows better than I do for some reason. But yeah, didn't help. I don't think it really helped. But also, I didn't see him make too many mistakes on that side either, right? So
Yeah.
It's not like it was a failure, and we won the game. So people forget that we forget the game. Nori, I think he'd be great. I just think he's going to be on a lot of money coming to United. That's all. I think he wasn't something to be done in the wintertime. I think a deal could be constructed him. What's the other brother name that I'm forgetting his name at Wolves too? Their best player. What's his name, dog? You know who I'm talking about. Wolves best player, the winger.
Yeah.
Help me out.
Yeah, I'm trying to. It just popped my mind. The left wing back, the one Arsenal went for.
Yeah, I forget his name. Anywho, I think those should be a bit of business we can do, but they're also going to be on a lot of money, and we won't have that much more money to deal with in the summertime.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I think we're going to have a decent amount
How much is a decent
in
amount
the
when
well
we
in the
spend
summer in the
300
summertime.
million?
Well, in the summertime, I think we'll have a decent amount.
How much is a decent amount?
Well, let's go through it real quick. You're going to get 40 million for Rashford. You're going to get 25. 25 is already
Matthias Cunha. My God,
Yeah.
I can't remember his
Cunha,
name for
yeah.
shit.
So you got 40 for Rashford. You're going to get 25. We already got 25 for Jadon Sancho, which we'll touch on his comments a little bit later. You've got, if Anthony keeps playing well there, you're probably looking at 40, 35, 40 for him. But then, and you also look at Rashford. Rashford is straight profit, so you're going to get a lot more than 40 million because they usually go off of what you went for, also take away kind of what you would have brought him for. So you're looking at around at least 100 there, but then you're taking away
100
mil there between
all
the
those
two,
players?
just for those three, because you got to remember you're going to get more for Rashford because of. You're going to get more for Rashford. So you're looking at around 60. You got 25 for 60 for him because he's youth academy. 25 for Sancho, which is guaranteed already. And then you're looking at 35, maybe 30 for Anthony. But then you're also looking at getting Casemiro's money off the wage bill, which is 300,000 a week, give or take. You're looking at then getting rid of the two centre backs. Johnny Evans is going to go, which is about 60 grand a week. Lindelof's coming. He's about 110, say. Then you're getting his wages off the books. Then you're going to have the money that you save from not spending in January. So and it looks like we're not. What?
So roughly, how much do you think?
I would say about 140, about 140-ish to spend.
And you think that's enough for us to overhaul this team in the summer? Because that's what I'm thinking about.
We're not gonna. Yeah, but we got to remember, like Eriksen's gonna go also. So you'll get rid of Eriksen's. You'll get rid of Eriksen's money. So yeah, about 140. I'd still say about 140. Is it enough to overhaul the team? No, but I don't think he needs to overhaul the team. I think he needs a right. I think he needs a mainly right now a right wing back and an out and out striker.
I think the team needs an overhaul because all these guys that you're talking about leaving or we're gonna go, they have to be replaced.
Yeah.
So it's like we're talking about getting rid of center backs. We need center backs now. We're talking about getting rid of Casemiro and Eriksen. Yeah. They're gonna need replacement.
Yeah, but
we've already gotten rid of Rashford.
Yeah.
Rashford's potentially leaving. Anthony's potentially leaving. Like we only have four real attackers. You know, we have to get. I think we need surplus, and then we need some players coming off the bench for that. And I feel like Ten Hag's been able to spend 300 million.
I think we'll have more than 140. I'm just saying, from getting rid of players and selling players and letting players go and saving money on their contracts, that's how much we'll get from that. Obviously, Man United are going to. You got to remember, was it May that their books are up, so they're going to be able to spend a little bit more at the beginning of the fiscal year because they go off the stock market. So I think the fiscal starts around around that May-ish kind of time, May June time. So they'll have more money to spend there. Say it's 100 million. Say we have 240 to spend, right? Roughly around 240. You go out and spend 50, 60 on Gyökeres, right? Or a player of his type, Osimhen, Gyökeres. But what if you noticed the last couple of players? What are we buying? We're buying young, talented players for the future. So that you're only spending 30, 40 million on these players. So you'll be able to go get one centre back. I don't think we need a lot more centre back. I only think we would probably do one. You got to remember we just signed Heaven. They say he's going to replace Lindelof or he's going to replace, Johnny Evans. And maybe only go get one young 18-year-old talent.
3 center backs.
Yeah, but we got Lenny Euro, De Ligt, and then we got Mazraoui can play there. You got Dalot that can play there. You got Harry Maguire that's going to be on another year. I only think we only need one. I think for me, you go get a right wing back. You go get a centre midfielder. and then you go get a striker or two. You don't need 240 million for that. I'm not willing to sit here and write off all of these players. I just think they need more players around them that can play the system. Because like if you look at Bruno Fernandes, if he has more people that can play the system, that allows him to free up. You know what I mean? I don't think we need 10 or 11 players. I think we need 4, maybe 5 young talented players to come through that can play and get out the rot. Like I'm going to touch on it in a little bit about the Sancho comment and about the culture that we've had at Man United for so long. You start getting rid of some of those older players, bring in new fresh talent, you're going to start bringing in more of a culture. There's no one in that team right now for me that is really, really, really bad that can't fit this system. I just think they don't know how to play it, and having 4 or 5 players around them that can play it and picking from the players that you think would fit best from around those players. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Yeah. I think we need at least 6 players. We have to be looking into our goalkeeper situation is kind of funny.
Yeah.
And I can admit that. I can admit that. Our striker situation is funny. The wingback situation is kind of weird. We're gonna let go of 3 defenders. We have to replace at least 2
Maybe
of
4
them.
if Shaw goes too.
Yeah, we have to look at. We're not gonna have one for until maybe the season after, right? We're not gonna have one so he's gonna spend his whole year on the bench, the rest of this year, and a good chunk of next year on the bench, and then so that's an issue. We play 3, so I think we got to replace Casemiro, or that kind of role that we asked Casemiro to play at one point in time. So he has to go. So like I think we need at least 6 or 7 players, and then also think about integrating these youth players.
Yeah,
100%.
well, that's
Yes,
one of the
Rodrigo
reasons.
Moro from Porto. You gotta let me finish.
No,
Yes, Rodrigo Moro from Porto. Okay, I'm looking to him as a central midfielder. I gotta look into him. Give me a list of people that you think though. Drop a like for Glenn. No. Godwill at reserve. CB. I want to see this kid. I want to see. That's the thing. I want to see a lot more of these kids in order to be like, okay, well, are they going to be able to do X, Y, and Z? And Amorim is not doing that, especially in playing these weaker opposition. I mean, we're weak opposition, but it's playing these weaker teams. But yeah, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, well, that was one of the things that I was also not kind of worrying too much about bringing too many through.
Leon, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Diego Leon's coming in, so he's going to cover that left wing back.
Leon.
So my kind of thought is we don't need to spend too much because we have so much talent coming through from the bottom. We can start integrating them too. Because if you bring in 6 or 7 players, where are we going to start integrating them players? You know what I mean? It looks like, as of right now, we don't have Europe. So we're not going to be playing a lot of games next season. We'll just go over what we're at now. We're not guaranteed to win a competition. As of right now, where things stand, no Europe. We're not going to have those midweek games.
Cool.
So where do we integrate the young talent? You know, I would.
Carabao.
Yeah, Carabao Cup, but
the earlier stages of the FA Cup they could play in.
Yeah, no, I agree, but that's few and far between games. You know what I mean, it's not a lot of games for them to get integrated into the team, especially if we're going to bring in the likes of Gyökeres. So where's 𝗕𝗓 going to play? You know what I mean? We'll probably maybe have
bring
to
them in now and see if they can do a job now. If they can't,
I agree with you.
If they can't get right now, then you can at least say, all right, well, they need some more cooking. Let's put them over here to cook some more. And then we can think, all right, so we're not going to play this kid. This kid is not really right yet. He's not good yet, or he's not ready or let's bring in the Gyökeres of the world or the 𝗕𝗓𝗓s of the world at that point. But we're not even looking at them now. Like Amorim's not, he's holding it and he's waiting. And like I said, he knows more. He's seeing the team more than I do 100%. But I would like to see these guys now. I think there's been plenty of games from now and then that one of them could play, but Amorim's still trying to figure out this team.
Well, that's for me. I don't understand why he hasn't brought up 𝗕𝗓𝗓 to at least be on the bench yet. I was fully expecting 𝗕𝗓𝗓 to be on that bench this week. and everybody else was. It was all over the internet. Obi Mine's going to be in the starting lineup. I don't understand why he wasn't.
Yeah.
Not even not in the starting 11, but in the team itself. At least sit on. If you're not going to play him, at least sit him on the bench. Give him some experience of being around those players.
Yep.
At Old Trafford.
Train with him.
Yeah, He's been training with them.
Real quick, a quick question. That I really like. Who would be each of your dream signings? A dream signing, is it past or present or just present? Past or present? I'd say if it's present, I would like. Ooh, that's tough. That's tough. There's so many players I like. There's so many. Does it have? Does it mean any league or just a Premiership? I'll just go ahead and say it. Vinicius Jr. for me. I would love to have a Vinicius Jr. type player on the wings for us.
Glenn in the net. You remember that? I can't remember. It was like last year when Glenn was screaming that I said Man United need to play a back three, and he lost his mind. He would.
Yeah,
I wonder how he's feeling right now because he must be losing his mind.
Oh my god!
They can't play a back three.
He's
got to be.
Never play a back five. We never do it. Oh my god.
Yeah, well, put Glenn in as goal.
Yeah, put him in. He'll smoke cigarettes in between during the throw-in. But yeah, I would dream signing 𝗦𝗶𝗴. That's a good signing. Young guy, young kid. Yeah. I like Endrick too. I like Endrick. Endrick's he's not doing the numbers I thought he'd be doing now, but he's also very young. I don't know if he's even getting as much time. But
I think he
Vinicius Jr. for me. Vinicius Jr. is so direct.
Yeah.
I like 𝗕Mbappé too, but Vinicius Jr. on the wing for us he'd be the best player.
𝗕𝗶𝗴 is going to win the Ballon d'Or in a couple of years. There's no doubt in my mind he will win the Ballon d'Or. 𝗕₀? Ooh, that's a dream signing.
That's a dream signing, 𝗕₀.
I would take him, but
I take him. I don't think it's a dream. Who do you have? Who would you say?
Me, for me, it's got to be a striker. Just think we've missed good striker. We haven't had a good out and out striker long time.
Is this past or present? Because if it's past,
no, it's now. Like for me, my dream would, because for Man United right now, my dream signing would be a striker. Probably 𝗕𝗏 right now. I'm gonna go off what Man United need, not like necessarily a dream. I'm gonna go off you what United. Probably 𝗕𝗏 right now. 𝗕𝗏 or 𝗐𝗏, a good solid striker. We just don't have one, and we gotta be on it this summer. Remember, because I honestly think Liverpool are gonna get rid of Darwin Núñez. So, and I think they're gonna go out and get strikers. I think we gotta be on it and get a. We all know 𝗐𝗏 is gonna be all over. Everybody's gonna be in for 𝗐𝗏.
If I could go back to 10 years ago, I would have known what I know now. If I could go back 10 years ago, I would have signed Mohamed Salah. I'm sorry. What a player. What a player. I hate Liverpool, but that guy is a fucking player. He's fearless. Goes against man, goes past man, still got pace. He could be a fox in the box at times. Like, he does it all. He doesn't defend well, but he doesn't come back and defend well. He's not asked.
He doesn't need to. They have a back four.
He's not asked. He's not asked.
Need to. Yeah, like him or Virgin van Dijk would have been, because we were in for Virgin van Dijk.
Remember when we were in for 𝗕𝗏𝗀?
Yeah.
We were in for 𝗕𝗏𝗀. We were in for Gravenberch. We were in for all of them.
2 players. Mind you, they would have wasted their career at Man United at that point. So.
Oh my god! Hindsight's a motherfucker.
Yeah, if I could take someone from the past and bring him in now, it would be Wayne Rooney.
Oh yeah.
If I could transplant a player from past now, I'd be Wayne Rooney.
Give me Paul Scholes. Outside of Dwight York, Paul Scholes is my favorite Man United player.
Yeah, mine's always been.
I like York. I like Yorkie because he's Trinidadian. I mean, of course, but Paul Scholes is my favorite player in Man United. Like, if we take away Dwight York, 100%. That's your favorite midfielder's favorite midfielder for sure.
I want to touch on that real quick, Mr. Green. He says, I get the feeling 𝗕𝗏 is a bit of a cancer in the dressing room. We're not hearing that out of Galatasaray, though.
Nope.
We're not hearing we're not
Go ahead. I'm
hearing.
sorry.
Yeah, we're not hearing that he's a cancer out the dressing room at Galatasaray. In fact, they want to sign him in the summer. So you got to remember the crap that he went through at Napoli was insane. That's not like people throwing bananas at him and the pure like Italy league is one of the most racist leagues I've ever seen in my life.
Talk about it.
It is bad. And the fact that Napoli posted some shit that they shouldn't have posted, I don't think it's necessarily him. I think he wanted to leave Napoli. Napoli got butthurt about it. Fans got butthurt about it, and they were completely racist towards him. So I haven't heard a damn thing coming out of Galatasaray about how bad he is. That's why I'm like when people keep saying he's a cancer, I just don't see it this season.
Mr. Green, how old are you to be saying Diego Maradona? I gotta ask this. How
Can I say something real quick?
If you
Fuck
are
Diego Maradona.
See, I'm not saying that, but if you're
Fuck
under the age
Diego
of
Maradona.
30, you're under the age of 30, do not say any of these old guys. I'm telling you this
whoa,
now.
I'm going to say George Best, and I never saw him play.
Brother, George Best would get cooked in today's time.
Yeah, I don't know. He was a pretty good player. For me, he's
cooked.
For me, he's top 5 best players of all time.
It's just a different game from those games, those days back then. It's not even a George Best thing. It's just I love Georgie Best, but you're 53. All right, you could talk. You could talk.
Yeah, you can talk about. You got to understand the reason I say fuck Diego Maradona, right?
What is it? The
punching the ball in the back of the net. Yeah. Of course, I'm gonna say fuck Diego Maradona.
Oh, man, get over it. You weren't gonna win no way.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah, get over it.
Dude, we were winning the game.
Italy was so racist, even Yorkshire gas. Yo, I'm telling you, bro. Listen. Europe has an issue. The world has an issue. Yeah. But yeah, he didn't do anything. It's not like Sancho. Yeah. It's not like Sancho is like a dickhead, so everybody hates him, and then he's not performing. You know what I'm saying? It's like they went out their way to be disrespectful to 𝙈𝙊𝙍𝙀, and he just was like, all right, well, I'll go to Turkey, which I didn't understand at the time, but he's flying there, and all he did was up his stock. He backed himself. He upped his stock, and now the whole world still wants him. And I'm hearing Arsenal's getting closer and closer.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the Sancho issue. It was next on my list. Ooh. Let's talk about the Sancho issue.
Segue.
Is Sancho and I know it wasn't Rashford's comment wasn't directed at anything at Man United. He was just doing a good job. I'm not going to say anything about Rashford. He always said that he won't talk shit on United. But that comment from Sancho, wow. And I'm glad that you're gone, because that's the type of culture that we need to get fucking rid of. Because what? You got butthurt because you played like shit? And then we say, well, you're to Chelsea, and then you do okay, and then all of a sudden the Chelsea fans turn on you this weekend? I don't know if you saw it. The Chelsea fans started to turn on him this weekend.
They're pissed. They've been pretty bad, man. That's ruining your bet.
Yeah, because we all know that he's going to now be out at Chelsea by the end of next season.
Back at Man United.
He ain't going back to Man. But for me, that's the culture we need to get rid of. That was for me, and no disrespect for Jesse Lingard or Pogba, for me, Man United now social media needs to go away. This stuff, dancing in the dressing room after you lost the game, the texting, and telling reporters that you want to leave Man United and when you haven't said it to Man United, the Rashford incident needs to go away. We need young, talented players to come in now, bring in a different culture, and to move on. Because it's been too long at Man United. The leaks, and I'm talking not just talking about the team sheet leaks. I'm talking about the leaks in general. And we still to this day don't 100% know. We know Harry Maguire was involved in that. We know Pogba was involved in it. I don't know how much they were. But that's the type of culture that we need to get rid of. And I'm so glad that he is out of our club. Because that was so disrespectful for a player to do that. When we gave you your opportunity to go away. Everyone talks about how Sancho was so good at Dortmund. He wasn't. I don't think he was that good at Dortmund the second time when we sent him out on loan. I don't think he's been overly great. He plays as an attacker. How many goals has he got this season for Chelsea? 1, 2? I think he has one goal this season. I think he has one. So and then now Chelsea fans are turning on him. So are you now going to start doing this to Chelsea? For me, it's the culture that was at Man United for so long after Fergie left that we now need to get out. And I think Amorim's finally doing that. I think he's the first manager in a long time that's, nope, we ain't doing that. He came in, and I don't know what beef he had with Rashford. I don't know what happened. We'll never know what fully happened there because we know Rashford won't talk about it. He might, we might hear it in 20 years when Rashford's got his book out, or 10 years. But do you agree? This is the kind of culture that we need out of Man United?
You know me, when it comes to these kind of things, these are things that have nothing to do with the game of football for me.
Yeah.
So I try to because now it's speculation,
yeah.
right? I don't know. I know that Sancho has an issue with ego.
Yeah.
He's an egotistical guy, right? If he's not doing well, he's one of those players that constantly needs coddling, right?
Yeah.
He constantly needs a hand next to him. And we got 40 or 50, including the youth, all the youth. We got so many guys at this club, going all the way down to fucking under sixes. Like, we got so many kids at this club that need that attention, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That we can't worry about you. You were on 320 so odd K bags a week and got 4 months off to sort your shit out. Okay, and all Man United fans wanted you to do was perform, try, act like you give a fuck. You fell out with the coach. The coach tried to, even though the coach was wrong, Ten Hag was wrong. He should have never said that in public. But you fell out with him to such a degree that you had to leave. Ten Hag's gone now. You're gone, and you're not doing it over there. You did it for a little bit, but you're not doing it over there. You could write whatever you want on social media. It's your social media. I am not the one to tell you whatever. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. But I feel like this is isolated. All of these things are isolated. There's always a couple of agitators. I don't feel like there's a common consensus in the club where these people are exhibiting groupthink.
Yeah.
I think that there's always a couple of people that do things that rub people the wrong way. Sancho's been one of them for a long period of time, which how he earned his move, right? I know it pissed people off 100%. I'm confused by it because it's like, dude, you're acting like we didn't like you because for some other reason you just suck. That's why we don't like you. We don't rate you because you suck, and we had to fight for years to get you. That's the thing about the Sancho thing that's insane. Sancho was a coveted piece that we thought we needed at Man United for a couple years. He spurned us for a couple times for a few years. And then for him to turn around and do this based on his own merit now, it's based on meritocracy. It's not that we don't like him because he's a racist or because he abuses women or any kind of craziness. It's just he's not performing and he just looked uninterested and he gave up on Man United. So like I said, it's your social media. Are you a prick? 100%. But I always think there's always going to be one or two people that, like, just in every dressing room has them. Every dressing room has those one or two guys. With City, it was João Cancelo, right? Didn't like him. They got rid of him. And won anyway. You know, everybody has those sorts of players. So I do think it's a good thing to move in those directions away from them. Because it's okay if you're doing this shit, but you perform. If you're not performing and you're a distraction, you gotta go, fam.
Absolutely. Just a couple of comments. No, nice segue. Fucking pro. Glenn would never.
He said, "Come on, boys. Franco Baresi would make players shit their pants."
Yeah. Yeah. Modern day hairdryer coming back, please. Totally agree for Mr. Green. And is there player power over the coach? There was at Man United. I don't think there is anymore.
Not over this coach, no.
Not over. I think United board are like, this is their coach. This is Ineos' coach. I think they're backing him to the wall, man. Like, I think the only way they don't back him anymore is middle of this time next year, and we're still in the same position.
Yeah.
Like, I think if he wants a player gone, player's gone. Just remember, Rashford just left. No coach has had the balls to do that.
Mm.
He's now gone. He said, nope, not playing him. You can keep him, but I ain't going to play him. You fire me, I'm just not going to play him. That's what I want to see from the board of Man United. Back the fucking coach, not back the players. Because the players have performed so poorly in the last couple of years that it keeps getting the coach fired. We haven't, like, since Fergie's left, right? Name one bad coach. Maybe Ollie, and I wouldn't even say he was bad because he did pretty well, but he wasn't experienced. He wasn't experienced. I think if he had more experience somewhere else, he might be able to overcome that. Ronaldo's situation coming in didn't help. We couldn't let him go to City. We had to bring him in, but it didn't help it didn't help the team morals. It didn't.
He should have went to City if that's what he was going to do.
Yeah,
that's what I don't respect about Ronaldo. The fact that he let that news get out. He did say, I didn't say that's what I was going to do.
Yeah.
Right. But you didn't squash it when you had a chance. You let it fester so you can get more money from us. And that money that we used on you and you ended up not working out, we ended up having to give it to you to not perform well. And you didn't run back. You didn't think you needed to run back. You did well, but you thought you made us slower. We won things without you.
Yeah. We also would have got Europa League. But
just saying.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think I agree with you. But other than Solskjaer, and I don't think Solskjaer was a bad coach, I just think he was at Man United at the wrong time. I think he needed more experience, maybe in the Championship, maybe at a lower level Premier League team, Fulham or Wolves or Leicester. Just think he came in it wrong. But other than that, Mourinho's won Champions League with everyone. He's won the Premier League.
Yeah, but not now though, right?
No, but he hasn't been at United for what, 6 years?
Yeah, I think now that's when we have to disagree because it's like, Mourinho is a great coach because he's been in the game a long time. He's done a lot, right? Yeah. But like for Man United, he was not good for us. He was not good.
Yeah.
Van Gaal was not good for us. Like,
but that's the thing that I was trying to get at, though, Mike.
Yeah,
these are established coaches who couldn't win any. They couldn't get United over the finish line regarding the Premier League. We got to second. I don't really count that. That was like, again, it was in that era of no fans, and when people say that doesn't make a difference, it makes a huge difference, especially when you're going to.
It makes a difference.
Huh?
I don't think it makes that much of a difference.
Going to play away, West Ham. I think it makes a difference. Well, not a huge, but other than second, and let's not forget how far off the title we were when we did finish second.
Because
we 12 points? Who
won it that year?
Huh?
Who won it that year?
I think it was Man City by like 12 points. No, Liverpool. We were 12 points.
It was no issue for them. They killed everybody.
Liverpool won it. We came second.
They kicked everybody's ass that year. It was no issue for them.
No, but what I'm getting at is even though we finished second, we were still very, very far off winning the Premier League.
Yeah.
So what my point is we haven't had bad coaches. I'm going to get back to the point now where I'm glad the board are backing him because you can't keep. There's only so much you can blame a coach on. Louis van Gaal was, after he left us, he went to Holland. He went to the Netherlands and did pretty well. He's also a reason he actually hates Manchester United. He will stop anyone from going to Man United if he has the chance. Yeah. The only coach that I think we gave up too quickly on was the first coach after Fergie. I think we gave up too quickly on it. No manager could come in and take over that Man United team. That just shows you how good Fergie was. He won the league with that team. Van Persie was injured half the season. I just think we gave up on too quickly on him.
You can't as Man United at that time not win a game against the Big Six in a season.
No, I agree with you, but I think they needed to.
Earned his sack.
Yeah, I think I just think he needed to be given more time. He was also screwed in the window. He didn't even last a full season at United. He got screwed in the window. He was promised big players and got screwed. He ended up with Fellaini.
he got a chance to see what it looks like when you're just like out there with the Glazers alone and not like this coaching cachet like how Sir Alex was going to be able to hold it up. I think Sir Alex seen the writing on the wall. Like, I can't go any further. Look how bad this team is. That 2013 team was the worst Man United team to win a title of all the title winning teams. That was the worst one, right? And he saw that. Moisey, with that kind of cachet, like we're the Man United at that time. He lost way too many games against the top six.
Yeah, I think he came in at Man United the wrong time.
Worst time. But he also hasn't won anything. He hasn't won anything.
No, but give it.
What has he won?
No, you're right. He hasn't. He won the. Didn't he win the Conference League with West Ham?
Once again, he hasn't won anything. These are competitions that we don't even want to be in.
Oh. Hey, he still has more European titles than Arsenal.
What, 3 years old?
Yeah.
You count that as a European title for real?
He's still won in
Europe. You can't name half those teams that's in that. All of those teams.
Hey, dude, that's just a dig at Arsenal.
Passwords. They all look like Wi-Fi passwords. Those teams.
Hey, to be fair, I just like digging at Arsenal.
I hate Arsenal.
Couple of comments.
Mr. Green. Hey, Arsenal fans, you have no Champions League.
Mr. Green says they brought him in for a reason. Man United becomes a culture, a lifestyle. I watched the dressing room talk at 14. He was brilliant. For Amorim, it's about the badge. You wear it 24/7. Great comment. I've seen
Mr. Green. You know him?
No, I don't.
I like Mr. Green.
I like Mr. Green. I'm glad he's in there.
You might have just earned yourself a little time on this show, Mr. Green.
Absolutely. The weight of the badge is uncoachable. 10 years ago, yeah. I don't think that's so much now. If we keep losing in the league and playing poorly, will Amorim stay? Yes. I don't think they have any. We're not getting relegated. We're just not getting relegated. The only way out they fire Amorim right now is if it looks like there's a chance of us getting relegated. Or they say to him, you need to play a different style till the end of the season. I think he stays. I think if this time next year we're in the same position, there's going to be serious talks to have, especially after having money in the summer. The chosen one, Moyes. Mr. Cheese is saying he couldn't go any further with the owners.
Yeah. I think that's really what it is too.
Like, the mighty Conference League. I would love that. Hey, reach out to us. I'll put our email down. Reach out to us. We'll have you on the show, buddy. Yeah, absolutely. But that's one of the things we want. You know, we would like our chat to be on the show.
Yep.
You know, I know there's a lot of, Man United shows out there that they don't respond to your messages or whatnot, and we want you on the show. We want your opinions. So yeah, I'll send you your email, or I'll put it in the link below. Just reach out to us. Mr. Green, but no Glenn. Yeah, but I'm sure Mr. Green isn't going to be standing at the back door smoking a cigarette and got a drink in his hand. Yeah, please, Mr. Green, don't do that. So I want to move on to my next point.
Yep.
Sick and tired of hearing about ex-players. I'm sick and tired of hearing they're doing good here, they're doing great there. This is my opinion, and I know people might disagree. If you couldn't do it at Manchester United and you're doing it somewhere else, it's on you, nobody else. You can blame the culture. You can blame the coach. You can blame whoever you want. It's on you. Your mentality, it's on you. I know you're sick and tired of hearing about it too. We've talked about it.
It makes no sense.
It doesn't. I wish Rashford all the best. I hope he wins the Champions League with Aston Villa. I really do. I wish Anthony nothing but the best. I hope he has the next 20 games as man of the match. I really do. First off, it's going to bring us a lot more money.
Yep.
But we only hear about them when they play well. We don't hear about them when they play shit. Are we hearing about 𝗦𝗶𝗴𝙍 right now? Oh, we're missing a wing back. 𝗦𝗶𝗴𝙍 was good at wing back. Are we hearing about him now?
Nope.
Not playing well or West Ham. We're not hearing about these players because they played shit. We only hear about them, we shouldn't have sold them, when they are playing good. Rashford hasn't performed. He's performed one season from the last 5. Anthony did well. Ajax did well at Man United at the start. Some will say he had a lot going on with the fake charges of hitting his wife and whatnot, but you've also been there 2.5 seasons and you've scored 7 goals. You have even less assists. Great for you. You got us through to the FA Cup final with a last-minute goal against Liverpool. Great. Thank you for your service. McTominay, yes. Okay, he's doing great over in Spain. They're not our players anymore. Let it go. And I'm not directing this at anybody. It's just I just don't want to hear about a person that's not wearing our badge anymore. I want to see Man United grow, and these, because one thing I really do like what we're doing is bringing in very young, good talent. And I don't want to hear about talent that's gone. If Anthony comes back next year, let's hear about it. You did great over there. Let's see if you can bring it back to the Premier League next season. Great. I'll like to talk to you. If we get a bunch of injuries and we actually can't bring him back, but if he comes back, he does well at Man United, great. But when you're not playing for Man United, it drives me insane that we're hearing about these players.
Yep.
What's your opinion?
Yeah, so I understand. So this is what drove me over the edge. When Danny Welbeck scores a goal, they don't say ex-Arsenal player. They don't say current Brighton player. They say former Man United star Danny Welbeck. That's the part that I have an issue with, is these narratives that they push. The media pushes for United to make us look bad, like we made a mistake. We should have. That's what they were doing with David De Gea, right? That's what they're doing with Fred. That's what they do with Mason Greenwood. With David De Gea's case, it's only because he's excelling so well in Italy. But if you ask somebody else, they'll be like, well, Italy is a shit league. So which one is it? Which one is it? I hate hearing about it because the context is what's missing. And it's always this, oh, they're doing so well. Look at what they were doing. Why did Man United do this? And it's like, is McTominay flying? He has 6 goals in 27 games.
Gorgeous.
So he has 7 goals in 27 games. Wow, that's what he would have been. That's the amount that he would get here. He actually has less than what he would be doing here. So is he flying? Or is he? But it's just that you have to say that because it's Man United. We're huge, and you have to make that kind of news for yourself. I want all of them to do well. Talk about McTominay and how well he's doing without bringing up Man United. Talk about how well David De Gea is doing without bringing up Man United. Because all you're gonna do is make people think that Man United made some big mistake when you're forgetting the fact that he wasn't performing well at that point in time. That's why he got his move. He didn't get a move from Man United because he was a racist or he was whistling too loud in church. It's because he was bad for 2.5 years. That's why. McTominay, another one, not working well in the system at the time, had to go. Their replacements haven't been much better. They will need to go too. That's what it is.
The only thing I will say about McTominay real quick is he was, and this is the only defense, he was played out of position a lot. He was played as a CDM rather than a 10, his natural position. The only defense I will give McTominay.
He would never play over Bruno.
That's the problem. Yeah,
He'll never play over Bruno. And if you were
and he's not going to play over Ahmed.
If you were good enough, you'll play over both of them.
Yeah.
If you were good enough, the 10 is yours. It doesn't matter who's playing it, but he wasn't. And respect to him. I think he was a great servant to the club, but the media need to talk about, and not even just the media, you guys that make these random posts on the internet that always have to bring up Mason Greenwood, and then all the weird foreign guys with, oh, he was a great player. You guys are just messed up for not seeing the great potential and getting worried about.
Oh, no, I saw it. I saw it.
Oh, we heard it. We saw the pictures and we heard the audio, bro. He had to go. Yeah. I know you don't care about that, but he had to go. He's nothing about him is Man United when you're doing things like that. So it's a media agenda.
But it's a new thing, though.
A fan agenda, too. It's a fan agenda, too, to continuously bring up these guys.
But this is a new thing, though. This is only in the last 7 years that this is a new thing for Man United. When Beckham left, we didn't hear it. When Ruud van Nistelrooy went to Real Madrid, we didn't hear it. These players excelled at Real Madrid. Yeah. No. But yeah, there wasn't now, but We didn't, yeah, but we didn't hear about it from the media either. We're hearing about this stuff from the media now.
Well, the media now is just all social media, right?
Yeah.
They're just posting to get clicks
Yeah.
because traditional media is dead.
Yeah.
Traditional media is just hopefully you write an editorial and hopefully it catches some fire. But like all of them are just trying to say the hottest thing, the hottest, newest, controversial opinion to get clicks, to get engagement to their site. That's all they're doing. And the fans are doing the same thing. These little United Trays, shouts to United Trey, but like the guys like that, they're just saying the hottest thing to, just to get the clicks. And that's all it's turned into. So like the hottest thing to say is, oh, why did we get rid of Fred? Look how good he's doing. We should have never got rid of him every time he scores a goal. And it's like, I agree. I don't think we should have got rid of Fred at the time. But like, if he was performing, this wouldn't have been a question. None of these guys got to move because they were doing well.
Yeah.
So,
I don't want to I don't want to dive too much into that. Excuse me. I don't want to dive too much into that. I just wanted to kind of touch on it. Kind of the last point. We got this isn't really necessarily like something we need to spend a lot of time on, but Fulham next in the FA Cup. Tricky tie.
no.
Tricky tie. But this is something now with Chelsea out, Tottenham out, Liverpool out. I want to take Plymouth Argyle. Really?
Hilarious.
The worst team at conceding in the top 4 league. You couldn't score a goal, really? And it also goes to
FA Cup.
Also goes to show though how bad Liverpool are without Van Dijk and Salah. And who isn't getting a new contract as of right now? Van Dijk and Salah. They have not been offered a new contract as of right now. They're out of contract in the summer.
I think that's dumb.
It is. Oh, it's huge. Well, Salah's issue is he wants $300,000 a week and a big contract. He's at 32 years old. Liverpool not going to pay him.
Pay him. He's been your best player. He's been one of your best players, if not your best player.
I would say the
for
best
almost
player.
7 years.
Yeah, best player for me.
Like, it's him, Trent, and Virgil. They're your best players. Pay them.
All three are out. All three, Mike, are out of contract in July. All 3 of them are out of contract in July.
The thing is, Trent wants to go to Real Madrid.
He does.
Yeah. So, like, cool. Hey, listen, y'all don't want him? Let him go elsewhere. Let him go. They're not going to go to a Premier League side, so let him go to a team that's going. Real Madrid will pay them guys. Well, they probably won't pay Van Dijk. They won't pay. They already told Van Dijk they don't want to go backwards as far as age.
I think Salah will most likely go to the Saudi league on about $400-500 a week.
Oh, I think he can go. I think he can get a lot of money in Italy.
Yeah, Spain, Italy. Yeah, he can get a lot of money.
Get a lot of money. He can go to Barcelona. Well, they don't have money.
So. Ooh, I think he'd be good at Africa.
Yeah, they have the money to pay.
Too. Yeah, maybe a Napoli.
Also, Liverpool actually didn't play. They played pretty bad, but it wasn't so bad that it's just that Argyle was just defending so well towards the end that they were never going to break through.
But the thing is, they've conceded the most goals in all 4 leagues. Now, I'm talking Premier League, Championship, League 1, and League 2. They've conceded the most goals out of all of them. They're bottom of League 1. But guess what it is? This is why I love the FA Cup. This is why I love the FA Cup. We've lost to it before.
That's why, and we've been not so good and won. Like, look at us last year, 8th, but like win the fucking FA Cup. Like, no reason to win that. That's what makes it so great.
Yeah, it's a tricky.
I was an asshole for saying like I don't care if we're in it anymore. I was just frustrated, but now I think we got a good chance of winning Europa and FA Cup with the teams that are left.
And guess who Plymouth have next?
Who?
City. They got City next. They could beat City.
I forgot City was still in it.
Yeah, they can beat City.
City's very beatable this year.
Yeah. Just put 12 men behind the ball and, or 11 men behind the ball and get counter-attack. You can win that.
Yep.
But tricky, though, is our next game. Tottenham Hotspur, Sunday.
Yep.
11:30. We haven't beat Tottenham in a long time.
They're really hurt. I think we can get them this time.
Yeah,
they're very hurt.
They are very hurt. Tell scoring this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Great poacher goal there from him.
Yep. Found his way where he needed to be to get it.
Did. I'm not going to do a score prediction because we've got tomorrow's show and then we've got Thursday show.
Yep.
Give me your lineup though.
Is Binder still hurt?
Still hurt.
Okay. Well, Onana.
Which sucks for him because he would have played midweek. He would have played Friday.
It would have been nice to see him. Onana. We do Euro, Maguire. Is 𝙈𝙊𝙍𝙍 back? Is he?
I don't know what's going on with 𝙈𝙍𝙍.
Because he ain't been starting.
No, I think he's got. I think he took a knock a while back. It wasn't enough to be out, but I think he's resting him and going, "Hey, we've got enough cover at the back. Let's give you a little rest till you're fit."
So I put Maz. It'd be Maz, Harry, and then Euro.
Same back three as Friday.
Yeah. Let's do 𝙈𝙍𝙍 on the left, where he needs to be. 𝙈𝙊𝙍𝙍 on the right. Leave that as is. In the mids, I like. That's the thing because Kobe hasn't been doing too well, but I would like to see. We got to use Casemiro at some point.
Yeah,
we have to use him at some point, and I feel like
maybe against Fulham.
He could do us a little job. He could do us a little job back there. So give me Casemiro and Ugarte. And then for the three, I would like Bruno, Ahmad, and Garnacho. I think Garnacho earned himself a start.
Yeah, he did.
And I guess for the loan, 𝙈𝙍𝙍𝙍.
I'm going to go with the same back four. But I'm going to go 𝙈𝙍𝙍 left. I'm going to go Ahmed right, wing back. So Lenny, Euro, Maz, and Maguire. So right wing back, I'm going to go Ahmed. Left wing back, 𝙈𝙍𝙍. I think we keep Casemiro for Europe because it's the slower pace. I think he would be less burnt out in Europe. I would go Ugarte, Bruno. I would pull off my two at the front would be Garnacho and 𝙈𝙍𝙍.
Yeah.
Because I think 𝙈𝙍𝙍 and Højlund played pretty well at the weekend. I think when Garnacho came on and 𝙈𝙍𝙍 came on, I think for that last 15 minutes we were a huge threat up front. It was, for me, once we scored the first goal, it was only a matter of time that the second one went in. It also helped that they got tired, and then I would play Højlund up front. But I need to see Ahmed and I need to see 𝙈𝙍𝙍 as wing back. I've got to see it because we know how well Ahmed can play as a right wing back.
That support from 𝙈𝙍𝙍 on that side, like I think 𝙈𝙊𝙍𝙍 can help him out a little bit on that right 10.
Yeah.
So right here down as wing back, I think. You know what? I think you do play Ahmed. You play Ahmed out wide. But it's tough, man, because it's like I don't know what I'm going to see from this team from a week-to-week basis.
Yeah.
So it's like these things sound good when I say them, but it's like oftentimes we just can't leave Ahmad away. I know we want to push him further and further up front. I think he does better with width.
No, yeah, I think he does. I think he plays very well when he's out the corner flag and getting the ball and running in, and putting the crosses in. I think he does well. The reason why I would say 𝙈𝙍𝙍 and Højlund is I noticed a lot during midweek on Friday when we're playing the two people who are supposed to be our strikers, having them in the box together when Rasmus is doing this straight line for me, or whatever he's not supposed to be doing, 𝙈𝙍𝙍 is doing it.
Yeah.
They're kind of, so you're having technically the two strikers on the field. Mr. Green saying 𝙈𝙍𝙍, lone man, Højlund, Garnacho as the two behind 𝙈𝙍𝙍. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So you're swapping 𝙈𝙍𝙍 and Højlund. Yeah.
I'm leaving Casemiro in there because we're gonna get our damn money right from we're gonna get our money's worth from you. You're not just gonna slide into the night and make this 200 something that you're making and think you're gonna play some. He's
damn our highest paid player now.
Yeah, you're gonna play some damn football.
Yeah,
and it's gonna be we're gonna.
Was he even on the bench at the weekend?
I think he came on, and didn't he come on?
I have no idea.
You know what? The time between now and Friday is like a for my old 34-year-old brain. It's just I can't remember much of Friday.
Yeah. I'm kind of sad there's no midweek game. Weird.
I'm glad. I'm
I
glad.
am glad, but it's weird.
I wish it was Saturday though,
Did
man.
you did you see as of right now, we only have 2 games in March.
Nice. Good.
Obviously, Europa's going to
Good.
be in there and FA Cup if we can beat Fulham, but as of right now, yeah, we only have 2 games in March.
Need a break. But you know what's sad? It's getting to that part of the year where like everything's coming to an end. Like football just ended yesterday, and then like basketball's kind of in its little spot where it's about to start getting to the end. It's in that mid part. Hockey's doing whatever it does, but our football, like world football, we're getting towards that May area. Oh, it's the worst when there's no like World Cup.
Yep.
There's no Euros.
No,
Is it Nations League? Are we doing that still?
I think they're having the Club World Cup.
And those games come on whenever. Those games can come on at 3 a.m.
Let me ask you this: are you, depending on where it's at, obviously we know United are going to be in America again. Going to go?
Is that
I'm
a
not
fact?
going. I'm not going for South Carolina again. Not a chance.
Is
Too
it a
fucking
fact
hot.
Huh? It's a fact that they're doing it again in the States?
Yep. They released it's going to be in the States. Well, we know it's not going to be in Tampa.
Let me watch what I say, because when I say things about these tickets, but no, all jokes aside, would I go? Just depends on where it is. If it's on the West, I would make a trip to LA this year and go.
Yeah, I'll probably go to LA for a game.
I'll do the LA trip.
Yeah, I'd probably do the LA over everything else. Quick flight over.
It depends on where it is on the East. If it's New York, I'm gonna go.
Yeah,
I will go, because I had last time.
South Carolina was too hot for me. My British ass it was too hot.
It rained. It rained bad.
Yeah, on the day of the game.
It's just so stormy.
Dude,
I can deal, because
I'm
in it every day. I'm in this Georgia heat. Yeah. When it's been great as of late. It's been 70 degrees. It's so nice outside.
30 degrees outside here.
So Georgia gets this thing. We get like fake spring around this time. So when it's still wintertime, we get fake spring. If it's in Georgia, oh, you better know I'm going, and you better know I'm having a bunch of parties going on that week.
Oh yeah. Let's hope it's in Atlanta. Why not?
You know what? I don't understand why they won't bring it here. We have a very good fucking place for you to play. That's 70,000, 80,000 a seat arena, and there's like a huge contingent of different fans here. Like in the Premier League, there's a lot. There's 2 Man United supporters groups here. Our group has 10,000 people in it. Like, why would you not want to? We're the only Man United pub besides the other one. Shout out to Brewhouse real quick. Those are my people too. I fuck with Brewhouse. But like, it's only us two showing it in the entire state.
Yeah.
The state's huge. Atlanta alone has like 8 million people in it or some shit like that. Yeah. Like, come on. It needs to be here. It needs to be here. Or Pittsburgh.
Well, they're not going to do Pittsburgh because the owners of the Penguins own Liverpool. So they have the Liverpool game there.
That's the perfect reason to do it. Liverpool, United,
in Pittsburgh.
What is it? Acrisure?
Acrisure. No, Heinz Field. Don't be calling that shit.
I like Heinz Field. I like Heinz Ward. I like Heinz Ketchup.
It's actually, even though it's not made here anymore, but yeah, it's actually one of the oldest stadiums in the league.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've never been. I was just saying, I've never been to Pittsburgh. Stadium. I need to go to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, on up, go on out. But that's it today for me. Anything you want to add? Other than tomorrow night.
Happy birthday, babe! Once again, I love you, and
yeah, happy birthday, Mrs. Douglas.
And then tomorrow we got the LA, Pittsburgh, Atlanta group joining in. Everybody that joined in today. Join us tomorrow, 10 p.m. Eastern time, 7 p.m. West Coast time. I always love doing that show. Love it. I love our show. That's the show we were doing first. was the those casual Reds. We'll have Casey on representing LA Reds, Cheese, Jeremy,
Remember in the new
all my old
format
guys.
too now.
We got the new format on. We can go as long as we want. We do still got the same sponsors.
Mm.
So shouts to them for renewing with us. So we're gonna be going forward with them. Shouts to Balorian and Manukian LLC. We appreciate it.
Hey, if that's
And
to be honest with you, they sponsor this now, not just those Reds.
they start to soon we'll be shouting them out.
I guess we should
Um,
start doing that on Mondays and Thursdays now, seeing as
yep.
they sponsor the group, not just those casual Reds.
Yep, they're doing good by us. We're no longer with LA Talk Radio. Just a quick shout out to LA Talk Radio for putting us on, giving us a chance, and much love to LA Talk Radio. Sam at LA Talk Radio is great. Just sometimes you got to go and do your own thing elsewhere, and it's all love. I would love to have Sam on if we can. I don't know if he's a football fan even, but other than that, happy days, man. Happy days.
Yeah, happy days. All right, peace out, everyone. Glory, glory, Man United, and we will see you tomorrow. Peace out.